When I first got into the points and miles game, I was overwhelmed by the amount of credit cards out on the market. I didn't know which ones to apply for. I didn't know where to start. And right now I'm sitting at well over 1 million points. And I believe the cards behind me are the best sequence in order to apply for, in order to maximize your cash and rewards. So in this video, I'm going to be going over my credit card sequence. We made a video like this before in the past, but I feel like we needed to make an updated one and just do a better job explaining some of the setup I have, because I know there's a lot of noobs out here. I know there's a lot of people trying to get into the credit card game and they don't even know where to start. So whether you are a noob or a novice, or you're someone who's intermediate or advanced, you should be able to learn a couple things either from my mistakes or from my sequence that I had growing up. Now here behind me, I'm going to start with the first card that I ever had. This was the Discover Student It card. I got this card when I was in college, so while I was able to maintain a decent GPA, they did give me a bonus. I believe it was $20 or $25 in statement credits, but this right here was my first credit card that I ever got. Most people do start their first credit card by getting a Discover Student It card. One is because they accept a lot of new applicants, which is really nice, and also they do a good job at the fundamentals. They provide good domestic customer service. They provide you a good picture of what your credit score is, and you don't have to worry about points, miles, and all the fancy stuff. You just get the basics with this credit card. You get decent cash back, and it just works. So after the Discover Student It card, I applied for a new card after that, and this was the Uber, Visa, Barclays card. Now, this card was so amazing back in the day. For any of my OGs, you guys may remember how valuable this card was. I just don't think you can get it right now, and even if you could get it, it's just not worth getting. So after the Uber, Visa, Barclays card, the next card I got was the Chase Freedom card, and this was amazing because, as you know, the Chase Freedom card is one of the most difficult cards to get started with because Chase doesn't like accepting new applicants. When I first got approved for my beginner Chase card, even though it was something as simple as a Freedom Unlimited, I was really excited because I knew, all right, I'm finally in with one of the major banks. Let's get this started. So the Chase Freedom card is a card that I got about 2 to 3 months after applying. And you guys will see a theme. I often wait between 2 to 3 months before applying for my next card, unless I do it in a very short period of time, which I ended up actually doing with over the Platinum and the Business Platinum card. So this is the Freedom Unlimited card. Excellent card right here. I was able to get the welcome bonus, and in this period of my life, I wasn't really making that much money because I was still in college, I was in school, I was working my part-time job. After I had the Freedom Unlimited, I waited a couple months and then I went ahead and applied for the Sapphire Preferred. Now this card was truly one of my most favorite cards back in the day. This was before the American Express Gold card had any type of refresh, and it was my first, I would say, half metal credit card, but it was actually my first annual fee credit card of $95, and it gave me access to the points. All of these are cash back orientated, and the Sapphire Preferred was just one of my first cards that it really just has a spot in, I would say, just my journey of credit cards. It works super well. A lot of people will sign up for this card mainly for the welcome bonus. They often won't sign up for the Sapphire Preferred to maximize their cashback earnings and their points. You'll find that a lot more of the basic beginner cards are a bit more competitive in that arena now. So with the Sapphire Preferred, I was able to get a welcome bonus of 60,000 points at the time of when I signed up. But right now it's pretty interesting because you can find yourself getting up to 80,000 points with the Sapphire Preferred because of all these crazy different welcome bonus and incentives they're offering now. All right, so for the next card on this list, this is where things get pretty interesting. This is when my e-commerce business was ramping up. This was when I was running the marketing agency a lot more full time. And this is when I started to get into the Chase Inc. business cards. And as you guys can see, I have all three of them, which makes up the trifecta of the Chase Inc. business cards. And it was pretty awesome because I was able to generate a majority of my points with these three cards. Now keep in mind the Sapphire Preferred, it did put me on the leaderboard. This gave me 60,000 points, but a majority of them, like I said, came from all three because one, I was putting ad spend, and two, they have some really high welcome bonuses that you can get when you get approved for this card. Now, the most difficult card on this whiteboard was actually the Inc. Business Preferred. The reason why that was such a difficult card was because they gave me such a hard time trying to get approved for one of their business cards. I had to send in so much information and they made me wait a long time. I had to fax things over. That didn't work, so I had to mail it over, which took even longer. longer. So the process of me getting this was much longer than most of these cards because of all the things I had to do. But as soon as I was able to get approved for the Ink Business Preferred, that's when I got automatically approved for everything else instantly over the web. So if you're in that same situation where you're trying to get your first Chase Ink business card and they're not really approving you, you just have to go through the hoops. And once you get approved for one of them, you'll be good. I made a ton of videos on my channel talking about how you can get approved for any type of business credit card. So make sure you guys also watch that video. And while we're on that topic, if you guys are trying to apply for any of the beginner cards or anything I mentioned, all the links will be down below in the description. So the Chase Ink business card was nice. I believe this was an 80K bonus. This was a 50K and a 50K bonus. All of these cards right now have an increased offer from the last time I checked, but they have a much higher minimum spend requirement. So 2020 is really interesting because many of you guys are asking me what the approval rates for business cards are like. And if I'm being honest, they're not that good. It's really hard to get them. And one of the reasons why is because of the quarantine going on, because of the pandemic. Businesses are so risky and banks really don't want to deal with the liability that comes with new business owners. So a majority of my subscribers and followers are telling me, Brian, I applied for the Ink business card and my business has only been open for 6 months or a year and they automatically denied me, stating that my business was too new. That is a majority of why people are going to get denied. Banks are really looking for businesses that have been open for at least 2 years. That seems to be the data point. I believe when we enter the second quarter of 2021 and things begin to stabilize and we get, the vaccine or whatever, then we'll have more solidified information on whether or not people are going to get more easily accepted for some of these business cards. But as of now, for the end of 2020, it is kind of hard getting a business credit card. So if you're trying to get one and your business is new, but you've done all the steps that I mentioned, like getting your EIN, having a business checking account in my previous videos, I wouldn't fret too much because it's just a little harder to get with all the protocols that are set up. So the Ink business credit cards, I got these, I think in the middle of 2019 or in the beginning of 2019. The card I got after that was actually the Chase Freedom card. And if we do the math here and we space them out, the thing that I always kept in mind was the Chase 524 rule. So you can't apply for more than 5 cards within 24 months. A lot of time began to pass after I applied for all 3 of these cards, after I started putting spend on them. So I didn't have to worry about the 524 rule. And another benefit was because these were 3 business cards that I applied for, they didn't report onto my personal credit report, which is awesome. So even if I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, I was not affected by the Chase 524 rule just because these were business cards. They didn't report onto my personal credit profile. So if you are over 524, you cannot get approved for these business cards. But if you are under 524, they don't add to that rule. I hope that makes sense. So after I got a majority of the staple cards with Chase, the next thing I wanted to do was actually move on to American Express, and timing actually worked out pretty well. So as you guys can see, that is not your ordinary American Express Gold card. You guys may not be able to tell, but that was the limited edition Rose Gold card that I got. This was when I first started my YouTube channel. So I had already had all of these cards right here. And then I got into the gold card right here. I'm gonna put a smiley face because this card was, that was history right there. A lot of people love this card. A lot of people make that their card, I would say their daily driver in their spend. And for me, the gold card, man, ain't nothing better than the gold card. So after the gold card, the card I got was the Amazon Business Prime card. Another great card. This is fully metal. It's a vertical card. Now I do have some, I don't even know how to say it. So let me start with this card. My Amazon Business Prime card was one of my favorite cards because I was able to get 5% back on Amazon purchases, and I bought a lot of things on Amazon. Now, one of the issues is when I created my Business Prime account, I had it under my first company's name, and because I don't use that one anymore, I changed it over to the business name I have for this YouTube channel. And in doing that, they got rid of my Business Prime card and downgraded it into the regular Prime card. And I called American Express and I called Amazon, and they always told me like, oh, you got to call the other guys. There's nothing we can do about it. So my Business Prime card has not been giving me 5%. They automatically downgraded it when I changed my Business Prime account. So if you do have this card, I don't want you to be in the situation that I was. Do not change your Business Prime account. Okay, I don't know what I have to do in order to get that fixed, but I'm only getting 2 to 3% back on my purchases with Amazon. So frankly enough, I don't shop on Amazon that much anymore. I try to just do it anywhere else. And plus, I don't want to keep supporting Amazon as a business. I think I'm just going to close my Business Prime account next year when the account renewal fee comes up. But yeah, this card, I'm put a frowny face right there because I'm not too happy about that. So the next card I got on my list is going to be the Marriott Bonvoy business card. And that's the card that you see right here. This card was great for me because one, it was a business card, and two, this card actually allowed me to get free Marriott nights every single year. And, you know, although I'm not traveling that much, that beats the annual fee. I get the welcome bonus with it. I get status with Marriott. And then on top of that, I get the one free night. So the next card on this list is going to be the American Express Platinum card. One of my favorite cards right now in 2020. I've made a ton of videos on it. They're having some absolutely ridiculous welcome bonus offers, and my offer was not as good as this. Back in the day, before the pandemic, you had to really hunt for that 100K offer, and usually the only way to do that was from the card match link. Will also be linked down below so you guys can try for the 125K offer. So the American Express Platinum card is another staple card in my wallet, and the Business Platinum card was another card I got. I put a lot more of my business expenses on the business version of the Platinum. They come with very similar benefits, so I don't have to worry about which card I need to use if I'm booking flights. I just try to keep in my mind, if it's a personal flight, I'm gonna put it on this. If it's a business one, I'm gonna go with that. And I really try not to mix up my business and personal spending as much this year, only because as my income increases and I need to do a better job with bookkeeping and accounting, I want to make sure that it's separate just so it's a lot easier for me to organize at the beginning of the year. But let me tell you this, when I was having all three of my Inc. business cards, I did not do a good job with separating my personal and my business expenses. I mean, when you first try to start your own business, you're focused on making that money. You're focused on building the site, hiring people, and taxes was something that I didn't really think about. And I hope that you guys can learn from this. If you're trying to have a 6-7 figure business one day, from day one, make sure that you keep a good track record of all your expenses and your books with relations to business or personal expenses. Really, there's no repercussions. I know people who do put personal expenses on business cards, whether it's intentional or not, they never really face any type of repercussion. I just tend to do it now so my books are more organized for my accountant towards the end of the year. So those are my cards so far. The next one I have on my list is actually going to be the World of Hyatt card, and I'm just going to get that to focus a little bit. The World of Hyatt card is similar to the Marriott Bonvoy business card. These are two hotel keeper cards. I will never get rid of them as long as they maintain their benefits. I get status. It's not the best status, but I am able to find myself getting free hotel nights with those cards. So as my credit card arsenal increased, my spending increased, my history with them increased, my credit score naturally improved. So in the beginning, I definitely had around a 700 credit score. And towards the very end of this journey, right now, I am near the excellent mark, well over 700. And people have this misconception that, oh, dude, if you apply for 15 credit cards, your score is going to go down. And it's so bad and you can't keep track of all of them. Let's go over some of those misconceptions right here. I have all these credit cards and I have no problem managing them. I have everything set up on auto pay. I never carry a balance on my credit cards. And if I ever decide to carry a balance on my credit card, it's going to be on a business credit card that has a no APR or no introductory fee. So I don't pay any interest on it. It doesn't show on my personal credit report. And I'm able to do that, juggle that, leverage other people's money, do the whole shebang. But for me, even though I have a lot of credit cards, it doesn't make my life any harder. I only keep 3 of these in my wallet, and I know when to use the rest of these with other reminders or just knowing when to use it. So before this year is over, I would love to use the credit on these 2. Maybe take a quick local domestic trip to a hotel, even if it's for one night, so I can use these free hotel night credits I have. Everything else I have welcome bonuses for. I haven't really used my points like crazy. I've just been saving them, and I believe when an opportunity arises for when I can use them, then I'll just ball out with them. So that was my video talking about all of my credit cards, how I was able to generate well over 1 million points, and my sequence on how I applied for it. This took me, I would say, maybe 2 to 3 years. It really wasn't a long time in order to get that many points, and time flies. So if you're trying to get that many credit cards, that many points, if you want to travel the world for free, never have to pay for it again, honestly, following this is probably one of the best things you can do. If you're looking to learn more about the credit cards that I mentioned, don't forget to check out some of my older videos on my channel. You'll definitely learn a lot in order to just get free money. Okay, it's all about getting free money. That's what we talk about on this channel. So if you guys are interested at all in supporting this channel, don't forget to check out those links down below. Don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Credit Brian. Don't forget to follow us over on Facebook at The Credit Society. And one last thing, if you guys want free $40, check out Ebates down below. If you sign up for it, it's a cashback portal. It's literally free money. Sign up for it. You get 40 bucks. I get 40 bucks. It's a win-win. Use Ebates if you do any type of online shopping. Great, great app. I highly recommend down below. If you don't want to sign up for a credit card, at least sign up for Ebates. So thank you all so much again for watching this video. Like always, I hope you guys have a good one. And until next time, peace.